Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and what we have here today for you is a little bit of the behind the scenes of the video that I did. Where I was talking about my top 10 WWE superstars of all time. I consider this to be maybe not one of my best videos, but I think one of the main reasons is because I was falling asleep through a lot of it. I was wanting to do so many videos, and I decided for some reason to do them all and try to do them all in one night, and I was gonna stay up, and so I was falling asleep doing all of them and slurring my words and everything like that. It's kind of a really funny thing. So I decided to show the behind the scenes of that video for you guys, and what you guys are going to see is you're going to see this me doing all of the talking and everything like that, and you're not gonna see like in my other video, and I'll put that up there in the corner for you. Um, like you will see like the pictures and the pictures of the wrestlers, and you hear me talking, but you see the pictures of the wrestler on the screen. You don't see me a lot. You see me at the beginning and at the end. But this is just gonna be all me, no pictures, no nothing, and nothing's edited, nothing's taken out. This is just me doing this, and I thought this was might be interesting for you to see, since I thought this was like maybe one of my worst videos I've ever done. So yeah, it's a pretty long video, but stay with it. You're going to enjoy it. I think you are. I would maybe even say maybe just minimize the window to what you see, and then maybe put that to the side and do some other work or something like that, and you just look at it because it is fantastic. I think so. Or not fantastic, but it is fantastically in the good bad way. It's so bad it is good. So here it is, the uncut, uncensored version of my top 10 WWE superstars of all time. But I think with these, you're not looking at me, you're looking at pictures. So getting CP performances down, and hopefully it's not big time. What is up, everybody? It's your boy AJ Trip, coming at you with a top 10 video. This one, since we are on the road to WrestleMania, I thought we'd talk about the top 10 WWE superstars. And here's my thing, because I'm also going to do a video of the top 10 in-ring performers. So the in-ring performance is just going to be just the in-ring work. The wrestling, so to speak, the actual in-ring performance that I'm about here. This one, when I'm talking about top 10 WWE superstars, I'm talking about the entire package. I'm talking about not only the in-ring work, but I'm talking about the charisma, the mic work, the everything that goes into being a successful WWE superstar. And I think this list might be a little controversial because there's a couple people. There are definitely 6 or several people that could be on this list in the top 10 that are not. But this is definitely my list, and as always, I invite you guys to use my video to make your own video, or make your own list. Excuse me, down in the comment section. So please, the floor is yours. But first, the floor is mine. Here are the top 10 WWE superstars. Number 10, Randy Orton. A lot of people are not big fans of Randy Orton. I've seen a lot of like on Twitter and everything, they call him boring and call him plain or genetic. But listen, I know for people are probably tired of hearing him saying, but I think I agree with JBL. I think he would probably be someone that I would select if I wanted to build a WWE superstar. He is probably someone who I would build without question. You know, the look, the bodies, everything down to the pack. You know, I mean, I think he would probably would have the haircut now than he did. I've never been a fan of him with the bald look, but the hair he has now, I think is the way I would have him keep. But anyway, I think he was incredible. I think he's always been, and he's had his problems, he's had his immaturity issues and his anger issues, and I just don't think that he has been someone, in fact. But the last several years, I think that he has come into his own. I think he's become a better overall superstar, and of course, winning the titles and everything like that. I think he's become one of the greatest, and it is definitely incredible to think that. And the only reason that now I will say this here, Batista is not on this list. And the only reason why, in my view, that Orton is ahead of Batista because Orton stayed. Batista went off and left. And I think if Batista would have stayed, Batista would probably would not only be on this list, he would probably be in the top 5. Because Batista was a star. Because they always tell the stories about how it should have been Randy Orton, against Triple H, but Batista was getting so good and getting so hot that they went with Batista, against Triple H. So it was very, very cool to see his growth as a performer, from the Legend Killer to the Apex Predator to the Viper to now the RKO out of nowhere. That's legendary. It is a meme forever, and it is only because of Randy Orton, and that's why he is a top 10 superstar of all time in WWE history. Number 9, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I had to put Macho Man on this list. I think I had to. I mean, just everything about him, the flashy colors and everything like that. When he turned on Hogan and became the Macho King, and he pushed away Miss Elizabeth for Sensational Sherry, and it was just so great. And he had everything about it. He could talk on the mic, he could go in the ring, and he was just incredible. And I think it's funny to hear now how he was just so meticulous about his in-ring work, always planning out everything beforehand, planning out each and every spot of his matches and all of that. It's incredible to hear, and and he's a part of my childhood, and I would never forget watching Saturday Night's Main Event and him turning on Hogan, and I don't know if I cried or not, but I just know that I thought I could not understand why, Randy, why, and that's the emotion that you're supposed to evoke from a young man, young wrestling fan. When you go bad, why, Randy, why? And I think it's kind of hard to do that now in this day and age of internet and things like that. But if you can get a person to turn heel and have them legitimately say why so and so, why, you got a star in your hands, and maybe even get an all-time star, like the number 9 all-time superstar in WWE history. Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, snap into it. Number 8, Hulk Hogan. Now, this may be controversial for some people because, listen, wrestling would not be where it was if not for Hulk Hogan. You know, in the 80s and Hulkamania and everything. You know, everything he did, and the WrestleMania 3 with Andre the Giant who slammed him and then the leg drop. And everything that went down with Hulk Hogan. But I also think Hulk Hogan also could be for part one of the reasons why the business may have died too, because of all of his politics, particularly in WCW, the finger poke of doom and some of the other stuff that went down with WCW and in the latter years and Vince Russo and things like that. So yeah, I mean it's definitely an up and down feel, I think, with Hogan, and of course we have the off the out of the ring stuff with the the whole sex tape and him using the N words at a very disturbing, frighteningly rapid pace during that conversation as well. Yeah, so it was. But even looking past that, some people still might say, well, listen, he belongs, he belongs higher. And maybe on some other people's list, he is higher. But I think on my list, he is number 8. Top 10 superstar of all time. He is Hulk Hogan. Number 7, The Game, Triple H. It is funny for me to think that the guy who came out to the little prancing music and had his nose turned up at everybody and everything like that guy would come up, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and to see him where he is right now. And I think one of the reasons I have him higher than Hogan is because some of the outside stuff that he's been done since he's, with NXT and everything like that. And most recently, as he has started to, wind down his career, he has started to put over everybody. Put over Roman Reigns, put over Seth Rollins, put over Daniel Bryan. So he's done what he's needed to do, to, I think cement his legacy as a WWE superstar. And for a while there, as we all know, and from late '99 to middle of 2001, he was the best in the business, putting on constant 4, 4.5, 5-star matches, and just incredible. The brawl with the matches with Mick Foley, the matches with Chris Benoit, the matches with The Rock. Just incredible. That tag match, the match he got hurt in with Steve Austin against the two Chris's, Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. Incredible what he's done. And then the stuff, later in his career with Shawn Michaels and DX. I just think he is a, even though he had the reign of terror in 2002 and 2003, I think he is still truly one of the biggest names to ever be made by World Wrestling Entertainment, and he is definitely worth being on this list. And he's number 7, The Game, Triple H. Number 6, John Cena. I'm not even gonna get into the whole thing. Listen, I don't know if I said this before, but I'll say this again. I will explain myself this way. You know, I have over time, over this past 10 years, I have been um, tired of the John Cena character. I have been I found it to be stale. Sometimes found it to be annoying. Found it to be disdainful. With a lot of things I could talk about the John Cena character. Well, not just the character. They didn't even just say John Cena. I should just say that John Cena because I think trying to say John Cena character is trying to say different. It's kind of a cop out, especially when John Cena says that what he does on television is him ranked up, you know, times 10. You know, as him times 10. So, you know, I really do think that's. I lost track. I lost track. I was somewhere and also. Old Johnson there. But the one thing I would disagree on with is to say that John Cena is not a good worker. And I would disagree with that. His matches are good. You know, there are times when he does cater to his opponent, and you know, instead of lifting somebody up, like I mentioned this one time. You know, Randy Orton had a match in 2007 with Luke Harper that I think should have turned Luke Harper into a star if they had done it right. And I think that's one thing Randy Orton does do. Randy Orton does make people who are lesser talented than them look better. John Cena hasn't really he's always had that type of thing where he just, you know, someone with lesser talent than him, he couldn't lift them up. He couldn't make them have that 4-star match. But he could go out there with, John, with AJ Styles. You know, one time have a 4-star match that gets disqualification. That gets a disqualification. You go out and have a match, SummerSlam against AJ that could lead to point break. And then you could have that, that 5-star classic. And I think one of the things that the match he had with AJ Styles at the last year's Royal Rumble, it was the match of the year last year, without question, in my eyes, and it was incredible, and it's an all-time classic. It's an all-time match, and of course the match he had with CM Punk, Money in the Bank 2011, was incredible as well. He's had a bunch of great matches, absolutely fantastic, and with people who are good to great workers. And you can't go out like just recently he had a match with Goldust, and the first time him and Goldust had ever been in the ring together, and he couldn't for some reason. No, and listen, that's not to say that Dustin Goldust isn't a good worker, great worker, but he is. But in his advanced age, yeah, he may need a little bit of help, and John Cena wasn't able to give him that up that night. So that could be the knocks on John Cena. Otherwise, he's what the WWE needed, without question. And maybe a heel turn should have came, 5-10 years ago, maybe somewhere between that 8 to 10 range. A heel should have came, but it didn't. And just like it never will, since now John Cena is now doing, he's doing part-time work. So, but it is what it is. But he is without question a star. And when you are so popular that you hold the record for the most single Make-A-Wish grants of all time, you deserve to be on a list of the top 10 WWE superstars of all time. And you're number 6. You can't see him. It's John Cena. Number 5. The excellence in execution, Bret the Hitman Hart. So during the early mid to 90s, early to mid 90s, yeah, whatever. When Hogan left and Warrior left, and they wanted to go a different direction, and they wanted to go to maybe a little smaller, more kind of realistic characters and wrestlers. And the one guy they went to was Bret Hart, and Bret Hart, he had it all. He had a good stick work, and he had great in-ring work, and he was able to go and do those things he was wanted by TV shows for, and movies to do and everything like that. So he was a perfect WWE superstar. In fact, that he could go in the ring too made it even better. And I think there's no doubt in my mind that Bret Hart is without question a top 5 WWE superstar in history, and I would be fact if it was different. So, without question, Bret Hart is a top 10 superstar of all time in WWE history. Number 4, The Phenom, The Undertaker. Think about this, folks. You are given a gimmick in which you are someone who is impervious to pain. And you are somebody who talks to the dead and feels the dead and has these mystical, magical powers that you can use to appear and disappear out of nowhere, and to summon lightning and bury thunder and fire and all of this mess. And you get it over. And not only do you get it over, but you have it get over so much that it stays. So when The Undertaker went from the dead man gimmick to the American Badass gimmick, it was something that I think a lot of us had to get used to. And I was one that didn't particularly care for it. I know my mother didn't. She loved the whole zombie sit-up from The Undertaker. She loved it. She enjoyed it. and she was so upset that he gave that up. But, and I think also his in ring work lessened too when he it's almost as if he didn't give a care. But when he went back to the dead man persona, the in-ring work got way better, so much better that he had some of the great runs of his lifetime. He had some of the great matches of his lifetime. 4-star matches against Edge, 4-star matches against Batista. Of course, a 4.5-star match against Shawn Michaels, and then of course the greatest match of all time, the WrestleMania 25 wrestling match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Incredible was that thing, and he deserves a whole lot of love. So number 4 on the list of the top 10 WWE superstars of all time is The Undertaker. Number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Without question, man, he had that little bit of time, which one of the things I use so much when people talk about John Cena and him not being able to wrestle. But him telling him to kick and punch. But these are the same people that rooted for Steve Austin from 98 through 99, where all he did was kick and punch. His moves were kick, punch, kick, punch, but Luther's press, punch. Stump a mud hole in you. Walk it dry. Fingers. Stunner. Maybe a suplex. Chair shots. It wasn't wrestling. He didn't wrestle. But they cheered him on. So, let's say, if you talk about, John Cena not being a good wrestler, no. F you. Like his old move, F you name. No. I think that without question the rest of the business would not be where it is if it were not for Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had a little bit of help from Mr. McMahon, but Stone Cold Steve Austin was an incredible character. It was right when it needed for its time. And Mr. McMahon, his foil was perfect as well. So without question, number 3 on the top 10 WWE superstars of all time list, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 2, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I don't think there's any quarters right to this. The way what Shawn did, the fact that he had his back surgery and he had overcome his demons and he had to come back after 4 years and and what he did, and when he came back, it was better. His second run was better than his first one almost. I mean, he was don't get me wrong, he was a great performer and a great character, but he was even better. He was even better, and it was as a guy, as a HBK mark, it was so glad to see him come back and just do what he was born to do, and that was form in that ring. And it was incredible, and it was exciting, and so glad he came back. Without question. So glad. He's the number 2 superstar of all time. He's the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And number 1, can you smell it? I'm not talking about Thanos. Does Thanos say smell it? Oh, dread it. Yeah, not smell it. Whatever. I'm sorry, folks. It is The Rock. I think without question, The Rock is the greatest superstar of all time, and I think it's no doubt because of the things that he could do, the fact that he could have you in the palm of your hand, and you knew what was coming, and it doesn't matter what you think. And I'm gonna shine my boot up real nice, turn that sunbitch sideways and take it straight up your candy ass, and I'm gonna yeah, 10 pounds of monkey crap in a 5-pound bag, and everything he said, take it down to the SmackDown hotel, and everything, and then coming back for the John Cena stuff, boots to asses, trending Cena's lady parts, trending worldwide, and everything. It was magical, and then to see what he's become, outside the rest of the world, one of the biggest movie stars that there ever is. There's without question, no question, he is the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, and that's no longer a tagline for me. That is the truth, and the truth is that he is the biggest star that WWE has ever made. And I don't think there's an if, and, or but about it. So without question, the number 1 WWE superstar of all time is The Rock. Alright, folks, that is my list. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Post your list. Let me know who you guys think is the top superstar of all time. That, like I said, I think this is controversial because a lot of people who could be on this list. How about Edge? What he did. But like I mentioned Batista early on. How about the late Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, many others. I mean, there are so many others, that you can put on this list. CM Punk. And I hated to leave them off, but I only do a top 10 list. And these were my top 10 lists. These are the top 10 that I think about. And I think this is a damn good list. The best list, in fact. So, but please, again, you're welcome to use my video for your information and do a video or do your own list or whatever. So please have at it. I would love to hear about your list and read your list. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.